Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Faith of Jesus blogcast, where I give you a little taste, orally and visually, of what I've written in my blog for the week. Now, the reading from Luke for this Sunday, the 15th Sunday of Ordinary Time, is Luke 10:25 to 37. And it has maybe my favorite passage in all the Gospels, but it comes just before the very famous parable of the Good Samaritan. It's Jesus' great commandment. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. Now, the first thing I love about this passage, and it is easily missed, is that Jesus is here giving us a commandment that is both traditional and boldly original. Not only that, his words help demonstrate just what this new wine is that he's pouring into the old wine skins. Now, the Great Commandment is traditional because, except for 5 words, it's from Deuteronomy and Leviticus. We read in Deuteronomy that we are to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. Did you notice that Jesus added something to this? He added, and with all your mind. Wow. Well, what does this mean? And why did he add it? Now, Jesus is speaking here with a scribe. And you could say that all the disputes Jesus has with the scribes and the Pharisees can boil down to this. They believed the way to love God was robotically to follow the law, the written law. Whereas Jesus is calling us to a deeper love by using our minds to discover a more creative fidelity to God. Now, the commandment Jesus quoted was and still is very familiar to all Jews. It's called the Shema. And for Jews, it's like a combination of the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're American, you know what that is. Devout Jews have been reciting this famous prayer for thousands of years. And you can be sure that the scribe noticed these 5 words that Jesus added. Imagine adding 5 words to the Lord's Prayer. You'd notice it. But it gets better when we look into the Greek word Jesus uses for mind, theanoia. This Greek word means a lot more than the English word mind. It means imagination, deep thought, active understanding. Theanoia emphasizes the activity of using our mind. And we could even translate it as love God with all your thinking and imagining. And it gets better still, because Jesus demonstrates what he's talking about here by loving God with your mind, not only by adding thinking to the Shema. He creatively connects loving neighbor with loving God. The Shema does not talk about this loving neighbor stuff at all. The commandment about loving your neighbor is in a completely different book, Leviticus. So Jesus shows us that what it means to love God with all your mind. He has the imagination, the insight to understand that what God really wants is for us not to separate our love for the Creator with our love for what God has created, our neighbor, everybody. Okay, well, my time is up, and I haven't even gotten to that beautiful story of the Good Samaritan. I think I'd find some surprises there too for you, and if you want to see what I've written, check it out on my blog, thefaithofjesusbook.com. Goodbye, everybody. God bless.